That makes us a force for change, unlike anything our industry has seen. What makes us unique? We have vision, we have urgency, and most importantly, we have a plan. And we're doing it! Yay! What makes the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, unique is that they are a comprehensive blueprint for action, a roadmap to accomplish the most important task of our lifetime, of anyone else's, because our planet, not to mention our industry, our individual businesses, our communities, are on the precipice of irreversible change. From climate change and environmental degradation to poverty and inequality, our businesses, our communities, and even our planet face serious and accelerating threats to sustainability. Our very survival may hang in the balance. And if we are to secure a future that enables subsequent generations to thrive, we have to take concerted action now. This is why the theme of SAVE 2024 Global Conference is a call for leaders. Allow me to introduce myself to those who don't know me. I'm Christina DeBono. I'm the founder and president of SAVE, which, as you know, stands for Sustainability in AV. To my side is Joe Way, Executive Director of Digital Spaces at UCLA. Joe also is the founder and chair of HETMA, or Higher Education Technology Managers Alliance, one of our official partners. Narit Katz, Chief Sustainability Officer for UCLA. And Bonnie Benson, Deputy Chief Sustainability Officer at UCLA. And they're going to say some welcoming remarks.
So Christina is very, very organized, and I already warned her that I'm going rogue, okay? I just want, first, we need to have one big round of applause for Christina for even having, years ago, when I was at a former institution about 10 miles down the 10 freeway, not to be named, even though I am an alum, so fight on. You know, y'all did, SAVE people did pick their red shirt today, I'm just saying. You know, I was there to really look at our technologies and move them into the future. And sustainability was really important to me. Went through this whole thing of upgrading our spaces, really proud of the things that we did, and we'll talk about that when you come to our session tomorrow, not his, mine. Pick the better, Joe. And I mean, I have to. So just, but then after we'd done that, I'm at a conference and I meet this lady here, and I see this stuff about SAVE, and what is that? And I tell her a little bit about HETMA and tell her what we did at USC, and there was a natural synergy. I was very proud to be the very first college campus to ever be SAVE certified. I'm looking forward to doing it here. And taking it to the next level. And as this, we have this call for leaders, and really what that means is hopefully everyone in this room takes an opportunity to see how you can bring others into the fold after you leave here in the next couple days. How we can actually be the foundation of something that can be much bigger. That's why I'm really glad that UCLA could host this. We are a global institution. As the #1 public university in the country, we're known for being able to take a small idea and make it big. And that's why I'm really excited to be in this venue. Hopefully you enjoy the Luskin Convention Center. It's not a bad location to have something. So I want you to take an opportunity. First off, welcome you to the Luskin. If you didn't know there's art around this building, I encourage you to go walk the building and check out the art and tell the story about it goes from traditional into technical. So there's a story to be told in this building and a lot of sustainability just right here. And hopefully that tells a story where we're going to be able to go in the future. So that being said, and I said that this is the part there's only one part I'm nervous about, and it's going to be sustainability to us. We're a land-grant institution here, and we acknowledge at UCLA that we have taken land that was not ours, that we sit on. And so it's part of our institution's practice to recognize that. So I am going to read, and I apologize for names that I mess up. And so go ahead and read with me. The ITS Digital Spaces Department at UCLA acknowledges the Gabrielino and Tongva peoples as the traditional land caretakers of Tovangar, which is the Los Angeles Basin and Southern California Channel Islands. As a land-grant institution, we pay our respects to the Hanukkah, the Ahirim, and Eohiakim, past, present, and emerging. All right. But thank you. The first time I did that, it was not good. But the thing is, I don't want this to just be a slide. There's a different story we want to tell. We are stewards of the place that we inhabit, and that means a lot for AV as well. Right, this isn't just about making nice screens and projection and nice microphones and all of that. This is about making a difference and an impact, and that's what we do as an industry. And we have a responsibility that as we do that we make wise choices, best practices, and we can make a difference. This is why we started this, and that's why we're even here this week. So please take that to heart. And with that we're going to go to everybody's favorite part where I stop talking, and I introduce Nurit. Please say a few words.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. Really nice to, thank you. It's really great to meet you all and welcome you here. I'm Nurit Katz. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer here at UCLA. We are, as you've kind of gathered, probably getting on site here, really sort of like a city within a city. Daily population, 80,000 people here. 85 now, 85,000 people. So we really look to have the university be what we call a living laboratory or a demonstration for sustainability. We're really excited to have Joe on board. And you know that sustainability is important because Bruins and Trojans are collaborating. So, but really, all of these challenges that we're trying to solve, the global climate crisis, the global biodiversity crisis, they cannot be solved by one sector alone. Business can't do it by itself. Higher ed can't do it by ourselves. Nonprofit, government, it really requires these kinds of collaborations. And I'm so excited to learn about SAVE and to see that the private sector is working with higher ed and with other partners. I know we have some people who traveled a long way to be here and are part of our international community. And this is what we really need. We need everyone working together. So I'm just thrilled to hear about this inaugural conference. I hope that you'll enjoy your time here at UCLA. This Luskin Conference Center that he mentioned is a LEED Platinum facility that does integrate a lot of sustainability, and Bonnie will share some of what we're doing here at UCLA. So just really wanted to take the time to welcome you and thank you for being here, and I hope that this conference sparks many different collaborations in this space and is just the beginning of a partnership with UCLA, so we look forward to working with you. So with that, it's my great pleasure to bring forward our Deputy Chief Sustainability Officer, Bonnie Benson, who we're really lucky to have here at UCLA. She's a veteran in this field with over 15 years experience. She built and developed the program at Arizona State and then consulted for many different universities nationally and worked with a tribal partner up in Canada before we were able to recruit her here at UCLA. So she brings a wealth of experience, an incredible problem solver and big sky thinker, and she's going to share a little bit about what we're doing here that might be relevant to you. So thank you, Bonnie.
COVID, yeah, we lost. It's amazing how we've lost some time with COVID. I'm using some talking points because I'm especially ADD today, so this is going to hopefully keep me a little bit on track. And I was asked to talk a little bit about what we're doing here on campus, what we're doing with AV specifically, and then I'll talk a little bit about sort of our goals or aspiration or areas that we need to further develop in the AV world, and then some takeaways. So I think that covers everything I'm supposed to cover. Yep. So in our office of 3 people for our campus of 85,000 daily population, our job is essentially an air traffic controller. We track data, we identify where we are, we identify stakeholders both on and off campus, we develop partnerships, we try to better understand what's going on and why, and convene and bring people together. We bring a different perspective, and our job is to cut across boundaries. Our job is to step into other people's worlds, and that's really essential on a campus that is known for silos. So in higher ed, all higher ed is siloed. UCLA is a whole other level than I've ever seen. So our job is incredibly important and essential for our success. We work across the entire portfolio, and that's a broad portfolio. So we've got decarbonization planning, and our goals. The other thing to mention is our goals evolve over time as we learn more, as the industry matures, as the knowledge matures. And so what started as a carbon neutrality target is a decarb target now, and we're in that planning phase. This is a significant challenge for a campus of this size, small land, this scale, huge. The power load, significant. We have a hospital on our load. We have our research buildings, and we have over 15,000 beds sitting on that load, in addition to everything else. We are the athletic village for the 2028 Olympics, so we've been adding beds, and an urban environment. So this is hard. We have working in water. One of our projects, which connects directly into the AV side, is water reclamation. It's something our engineers came up with, utilizing a lot of existing equipment and infrastructure and systems to capture single-pass cooling wastewater, autoclave rinse water, that's a lab thing, and condensate from air conditioning. Air conditioning is definitely an AV thing because you got to keep that equipment cool. And that water is captured, gravity-fed to a large tank, which is then sent over to our cogen plant. In California, over 20% of the energy used is connected to the water energy nexus. It's moving water around, creating energy. And on our campus, our water load is 40% for our cogen plant. So 40% of what we're using on campus is that load. And so that water reclamation system is really, really important. It's always fun when your notes then go away. Okay. Biodiversity, our landscaping. We are in the foothills of the Santa Monica Mountains, and we should be a connecting point for that area. And we shouldn't be having monocultures. So a number of years ago, through the work of an alum, we eliminated herbicides from the campus. So if you walk around now, sorry, I do get dry mouth, and you'll see in our lawn, it's not just one monoculture of green carpet. It's got clover in it. It's got plantain in it. It's got food for the bees, but more importantly, plants that make the soil healthier. So just an example. Transportation, food. The food you're going to eat here today is actually supervised and designed by the same person who designs it for our dining halls. The students eat that good every day. The food was one of the key selling points for our athletic village, for the Olympics partnership. And also how we better, and it's a difficult challenge to address sustainability in that area because in the dining halls alone, we serve over 45,000 meals a day. That's just up there. We also heavy effort in purchasing. And purchasing is the linchpin to success. We are one of the largest employers in the state as a system. We have a significant buying power. This campus alone, over $1 billion of stuff a year. Just this campus. Add on all the other campuses. That's leverage. On waste, it's all about reduction and diversion. So we first started with diversion and then realized, wait a second, this is a problem. So now heavily on reduction. A big effort and push to actually comply with our single-use plastics policy, including bottled water. You'll notice our vending machines have aluminum water bottles. We have areas where we're doing well in this, and we have areas where we have a lot to learn. We're also doing a lot of food recovery there. It's now a policy, but we've been doing it for a while. Our student population, over 30% of our students are food insecure. So gathering that food, directing it to consumption is very important to them. And health and wellness. We have a long history here. Nurit, when we established a program called the Healthy Campus Initiative, worked with those program directors to integrate sustainability into that work. Equity, diversity, inclusion, and justice. Learning and applied learning. So one of our flagship applied learning courses, SAR, Sustainability Action Research, it just reached its 16-year milestone, and it's a student-taught class where they work in teams for a client on campus, researching a sustainability problem. So connecting into core vision mission is essential. So switching over, this is just a sampling, by the way. We could talk hours, but we'll just end there. So on AV, we have a commitment to EPEAT. It's mildly successful. It's the data is what's holding us back, but we have a commitment, and with our main suppliers, we're managing that. And also with that Energy Star, where the technology exists. If you're a vendor out there, make it happen. Foam packaging. Higher ed was instrumental in getting Apple and Dell to significantly reduce their styrofoam packaging. It's not across the board yet, but it's in there. Human IT, we have a partnership with a local organization that collects our e-waste, works with volunteers to refurbish it, and donates it to underserved communities, schools, and then also sells some items for inexpensive costs. Our outdoor study spaces. This doesn't sound like it would make sense, but we lack meeting space. We lack gathering space for our students. So you'll notice if you walk around campus, we've done turf removal and installed study spaces with charging ports, because that's really important in our device-centric world. And I already mentioned the single-pass cooling water. So these are just some of the areas that we're working on and have in place for a long time. Now some areas that we have to develop, and my hope is that this might also either, we have some solutions running around in this group, or this would also spark y'all to think about it as well. Cords, so many cords. And what I hear from Human IT is they actually don't reuse those. It's not worth their time to check them. So we've got to resolve, what do we do with all these cords? Right-sizing technology purposes and redistributing underutilized technology throughout the organization. This is tough for a siloed organization. Departments that said, oh, well, the formulary that was made back when we had an Apple IIe, says everyone has to have a desktop computer. Okay, really not necessary these days, and could actually limit efficiency. Just one example. Rechargeable batteries. We have a whole learning support team that manages our classrooms, and they go through batteries for these things like crazy. Let's see, where am I? Increasing the prevalence of smart technology in meeting spaces to support more efficient hybrid meetings. I was on a meeting last week where the Zoom teams were struggling. Developing solutions across boundaries. So the same issues with server farms are the same issues with freezer farms. And freezer farms, for those of you who don't know, are minus 70 Celsius freezers for our research. They have the same problems in terms of energy, water, impact. Expand our work on reducing and eliminating packaging. Maybe we don't need some of this packaging. If we have direct deliveries from vendors, why do we need boxes at all? Energy and resilience. Climate uncertainty is here. It's no longer just a figment. In the past 2 Septembers, we've had heat waves, and we've had to shut down 35 buildings to keep the grid up and running on the campus. And at the end of the last one, we started to talk about shutting down lab buildings, because at the end of the day, it's the hospital that has to stay up. So really rethinking that resiliency and how we're going to be a stronger, more efficient university in the future. And strengthening our purchasing policy to better leverage our brand and buying power and work with and lift up companies and organizations that want to partner and make things happen. When we established our styrofoam policy, we exempted the labs because there wasn't a good option at the time for coolers. But Thermo Scientific knew this was interesting to us, and it spoke to their values. And so on their own, they switched over half of what they were shipping at the time out of styrofoam into something else. And now they've developed other solutions that have helped us go even further. And they have goals to get all the way. And so they didn't even have to comply, and they were there helping us be successful. So lifting those groups up and really, and partnering with those. And some takeaways to share, and I'm almost done, I'm sorry. We fail when we stay in our boxes, but we succeed wildly when we collaborate. We are held back when we don't believe it's possible, but soar when we find the kindred spirits and embrace bold visions and believe it's possible. So find your partners in change. With 10 unique campuses, we'll have 10 different approaches for getting it done, making things happen. And it's possible if we leverage all of our strengths and weaknesses. And yes, weaknesses can be leveraged too. This work is slow, frustrating, and exhausting, but exhilarating when you see the stakeholders experience positive change. This work is hard, but essential, with dire consequences if we fail to make it happen. If you're just getting started, find something easy that resonates with the values of your organization and build from there. And remember that nothing transformative in this world has ever happened by saying can't.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today and for the conference. And we're looking forward to a long-term partnership with UCLA as we continue to build SAVE.
Absolutely. Get a picture?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's been 2 years this month that SAVE was launched. And since then, it has grown at an astonishing rate, becoming the official sustainability partner at ISC Europe. We now have SAVE ambassadors, representatives of SAVE in several countries who are joining us today for the SAVE 2024. And I want to acknowledge them. Juan Carlos or Juanca Gutierrez, he's in the back there helping with the AV. He's CEO of Bogota-based Integración AV. And Cara Sosa, she's running around because she's our floor manager, and she's the marketing director for Integración AV, and they're also on the board of directors for SAVE. Thank you, thank you. I just want to note they came in a week early to help with all the preparations for this conference. Juan Carlos Medina, SAVE ambassador to Mexico and member of SAVE's board of directors. He's the CEO of Guadalajara-based View House. Julie Legault, president of Montreal-based Technique Contact, AMX. She's our SAVE ambassador for Canada. The clarity of our mission and the preeminence of our initiatives has earned us the support from several industry leaders who are sponsors of this conference, including Crestron, Microsoft, Legrand, Sony, Shure, QSE, Exertis Elmo, Liberty, and Visionary Network Audio Video. We have also established a formidable array of partnerships with HETMA, or the Higher Education Technology Managers Alliance, CVSA, Commission on Voluntary Service and Action, and our media partners, Higher Ed AV, Rave Publications, and FlexSpace. Over the next day and a half, you will have the opportunity to participate in educational forums, workshops, planning sessions, and informal gatherings to help all of us as leaders in our industry do our part to achieve sustainable development. This conference will serve as a bridge to establish partnerships with non-government organizations, educational institutions, and other organizations who share our conviction that we must take urgent action to preserve the health of our planet, communities, and people. Among those actions that directly relate to our industry is responsible waste management, life cycle carbon emission reduction, and reduced energy use, which is goal number 12, SDG goal number 12, which we'll be learning a lot more about during our conference. Whether or not we succeed depends on two things. The first is partnerships. We alone can't achieve the level of change required. But if we band together to create a groundswell for change, we will harness a force that simply cannot be ignored. The other thing that we need, and you probably have guessed this based on the theme of our conference, is leadership. SAVE 2024 is a call for leaders. SAVE is 100% volunteer. All the people you see in the red shirts today, they're volunteers and they're leaders with SAVE. We're resolutely independent. We're entirely nonprofit. This is how we remain free to drive change of a nature and scale sustainability demands. To do that, however, we need leaders. We need people who will volunteer their time and resources, especially those who will commit and add professional leadership for our organization. SAVE 2024, then, is a clarion call for all of us to step up and join together to ensure our industry does its part to achieve a better, more secure, more sustainable future for us all. Again, welcome to SAVE 2024. We're enthused to have all of you here and excited about what we're going to accomplish together for the future of our world.